Hi Panda parents, this is Channing Anderson and I'm going to provide a quick tutorial on logging into your off-campus learners Google Classrooms and Google Meets. What you see here is available to all students with a school-issued Chromebook or with a Google account. This is their home page. It can be found under Bookmarks, Eastpoint, Home Page. This is created for kids 2nd grade through 8th grade. They each have their own and it's custom tailored to that grade level. So starting with this page is going to help your student the most. The only hiccup would be if you're using a personal device or you're sharing a device with someone else, you need to make sure your student is signed into the Chrome browser. You know that because their icon will be right here. If you're not signed into the Chrome browser, that is where you sign in. You come up here, you click the circle, and you sign into your Chrome browser. There may also be an issue where you're not syncing. If that's the case, you press the button that says Sync Now. Once that's all synced, you have access to all of our tools, including our student homepage. So Google Classroom will be the main place you head. So when you log on using your learner schedule, you will hit Google Classroom. Imagine that going into Google Classroom is like coming into Eastpoint. In a lot of ways, you are walking into the walls of a school. The only difference is instead of going class to class, you're going to go classroom to classroom. So we'll go into our homeroom here. And when it's time for ELA class, we'll hit the Google Meet link right here. And that will be that. We have to allow the camera. I'll go ahead and mute my microphone so that I don't come in making noise, and then I'll join now. When that class is over, when the lesson is over, I'll head back to my Google Classroom and I'll see if there's any assignments posted. You can check assignments view in the classwork panel. So when I am done with my ELA, I'll check my learner schedule, and maybe now it's time for me to log into social studies. That's in the same classroom. So at the right time, I hit the link once more. Same thing, I do my social studies class, I pop back out, and I see if there's any assignments. You will have a flex time throughout the day, and this is time that's a little bit open. This is when your student can complete PE, they can read, they can work on work, they can in general just take a break from being on devices. So once I'm done with my flex time, I've eaten lunch, I've gotten some recess, and now it's time for my afternoon classes. I can hit these 3 lines here and pull up my afternoon class. I hop into the Meet and I learn my lesson. So you'll just follow your learner schedule and pop onto the right class at the right time. So instead of getting these lessons in a physical classroom from the teacher, we're getting them in a virtual classroom. So as soon as the lesson ends, pop back over here. I leave the Meet, I come back over here, and I check for classwork. All right. Those of you working on iPads, you'll actually find the Meet information in the little I. And there we go. There's the Meet. So same thing. You'll hit that link, you'll join the Meet, and then you'll pop back out into Classroom to find assignments. So the only difference is that instead of being in the header, it's under the little tiny I. That is a really annoying difference. We realize that it threw us for a loop too, but that is where you go for your Meets in the iPad classes. So hopefully this helps. The biggest takeaway is to make sure that you are signed in to all your Google accounts. Your 2 icons should always match. If you're using an iPad, make sure that you sign into Gmail, Google Drive, even Google Chrome. Make sure all of them match to your student's sign in. That's going to ensure that there's no hiccups in access. To comply with FERPA laws, our classrooms are domain protected. So if your student is not signed in, they will not be allowed access. So it's really important, even if you're using a personal device, to get the Chrome browser and make sure that your student is signed in both places. That really, parents, that is the key to success here with Chrome. We're always here to help. Hopefully tomorrow will go a little bit smoother for some of us who experience bumps, and we'll continue this year Panda Strong.